Alright, today we're going to do part 2 of the Roman Republic. Now, yesterday we talked about the patricians and the plebeians and what the Roman Republic's structure was like. Today we're going to talk about more of the government aspect of the Roman Republic and really how did it transition from the Roman Republic to the Roman Empire. How does the Roman Republic work? I want you to go ahead and draw this pyramid and go ahead and label it the same way I do. At the very top, there's 3 levels of the Roman Republic pyramid. At the very top, you have the consul, not council, consul with the U, and dictator at the top. You have 2 consuls, which are similar to 2 vice presidents, and you got a dictator, which is similar to a president, but it has complete control over everybody. You have 1 dictator. In the middle area, you got the Senate, which is a 300-person group, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. That's similar to our Senate or our House of Representatives, our Congress today. And at the bottom you have the Assembly, which is the rest of the population. Now, in the coming boards, we're going to talk about each one of these individually. We're going to start out with the consul. It's not council, it's consul. This is the top governmental official. There are 2 chosen every single year. They lead the army and they ran the government, they ran the government. And they have veto power, which basically means that they didn't like a bill, they could change it, they could scrap it, they could send it back to the Senate or rewrite it themselves. It was up to them. The second group is the Senate. You have 300 men. They serve life terms. They advise the consul. I made a mistake. They advise the consul. They deal with other countries. They propose laws and they approve the public works. And they deal with issues that are going on in the city at that time. The consul is above the Senate. The Senate advises the consul like our Congress does for the president and the vice president today. The final group in the Roman Republic government is the Assembly. Assembly is considered the citizen soldiers. Now basically what that means is they're the ones who make the town or the city run. If there's issues going on, they deal with it hands-on. The power comes slow for the Assembly. It takes hundreds of years for them to get their power. It takes whole lifetimes for the Assembly to get their power, but once they get it, they can hold on to it pretty easily. The Assembly is also the first step in Rome to a democracy. It is not the end, but it is the first step. Now, the real transition to from the Roman Republic to the Roman Empire has to do with the 12 tables. Now remember from yesterday that the plebeians are on one side and the patricians are on the other. Plebeians don't really have much power, the patricians do have almost all the power. This changes in the 12 tables. The plebeians go on strike, basically for more say in government. The patricians allow them to go on strike for a little bit, don't really have a problem with it. But every time they know they have to have the plebeians to be successful. So they compromise, the patricians compromise with the plebeians. They pass a series of a written code of law called the 12 tables. They were harsh for both sides, specifically for the plebeians, but they allow both groups to become equal. The 12 tables also leads to really the first start of democracy. This also leads to both groups starting to get equal as one, and this also begins the process leading out of the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire, which we're going to talk about a little bit later.